For more than a century, one local African-American community has been trying to keep its roots in place, even while it's been upended by urban renewal. As Black History Month comes to a close, we bring you an exclusive 4-part series on the story of Lakeland. For more than 7 months, we have researched the past and investigated what the future holds for the town located in College Park, Maryland. In Part 1, we take a look at Lakeland's many decades of history.
We were able to go in the morning and not come home until 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and we never left the community.
The memories are still vivid for those who grew up in Lakeland. Many considered the small enclave located in College Park as a haven where you could go from house to house and feel safe. The community mirrors much of the African-American experience during legalized segregation.
To the left was when it was an elementary school. The playground was up there to the left, and then the basketball court is where it was. And behind the basketball court was a baseball field.
Much of Lakeland life centered around this building. Today, it serves as a church for the local Brazilian community, but many in the neighborhood know it as Lakeland High School. Built in 1928, the Rosenwald School served Black youth in Prince George's County and surrounding areas.
One of the things that it is really important about it is the fact that it's a Rosenwald School. It was built with assistance from Julius Rosenwald's fund that assisted in building about 2,000 schools and other educational buildings throughout the South. He saw the need to assist African American communities because the European communities paid little attention to the education of African American youth.
The high school was closed in the 1950s. Many in the last class of Lakeland stayed together after, taking trips and fundraising for an annual scholarship. Rosenwald schools were usually built near train lines for people to commute.
This is where Lakelanders and other people would be able to cross the railroad tracks and reach the eastern part of the community.
Back in the 1890s, Lakeland's original developer, Edwin Newman, recognized that this community would be served by a new trolley line. He created the community for whites and envisioned it surrounded by lakes. But environmental concerns and economic downturn caused a huge price reduction. Newman ultimately decided to lease and sell homes in the community to Blacks.
There were ponds there for breeding fish, including goldfish, the Baltimore Goldfish Company, and there were homes. Some of the original homes of Lakeland were over on that side of the railroad track, as were our first schools.
The original homes were built on what is now Lake Artemisia. You could often find youth ice skating on what was once smaller man-made lakes. There was another Rosenwald school built in 1903. Community members went back and forth between the east and west side of the tracks on a daily basis.
These old homes that were sitting up here, these were some of Newman's original builds. This block is where Lake Artemisia natural area is now, and these were the homeowners at the time.
We built tree houses, and we built soap boxes and rope clams and so many different things that we did right here we swim in the creek. There wasn't a pool for us at that time, so most of the guys learned to swim in the branch here.
But the idealized community was short-lived as entire blocks were wiped out by urban renewal and left vacant for 20 years before Lake Artemisia was created in the 1970s. And be sure to join us tomorrow at the same time as we take a look at how urban renewal upended the Lakeland community.